Welcome to My Expat Stories. You ever manage a business for 6 weeks and not realise it's not yours? Martin's 49, marketing director from Cardiff. 25 years in hospitality. He lost £158,000 on a beachfront restaurant in Hua Hin. The customers were real, the staff were real. The kitchen was operating at 70% capacity on a Tuesday night. The woman selling it cooked with him after closing, took him to meet her mother, said this place feels like home when you're here. Martin checked everything. Here's his story. I'm Martin, 49, and 6 months ago I stood in a restaurant I'd been managing for 6 weeks and realised I didn't own a single bloody plate. The customers eating pad thai? Real. The staff taking orders? Real. The kitchen churning out grilled fish? Real. None of it was mine. Never had been. £158,000. Gone? Here's how they did it. Look, I'm not some idiot who falls for email scams. I worked in hospitality marketing for 25 years. Last 8 as marketing director for a mid-sized hotel chain in Wales. After a company restructure gave me a generous redundancy package, I had 180,000 quid and a desire to do something completely different. I'd always loved Thailand, visited 4 times over the years. The idea of running a beachfront restaurant in year-round sunshine, that appealed massively. February, I flew to Thailand for an exploratory trip. Week in Bangkok, then south to Hua Hin, coastal resort town 3 hours from the capital. Large expat community, steady tourism, more refined than Pattaya or Phuket. Third day, I'm having coffee at a beachfront cafe when I strike up conversation with a Thai woman. Mid-40s, professional. Introduced herself as Noi. She had that confident manner of someone who'd built something real. Perfect English. Cambridge educated, she mentioned. We talked about Hua Hin, the expat scene, business opportunities. What brings you here? She asked. Exploring the possibility of investing in a restaurant, I said. I've got hospitality marketing background, looking for a lifestyle change. Her face lit up. Interesting timing. My business partner Michael and I own 2 restaurants here. One of them, our original place right on the beach, we're thinking about selling. Been running it 9 years, but we want to sell to someone who'll maintain the quality we've built. That's the first thread, isn't it? Someone who's perfectly positioned to sell you exactly what you're looking for. But I didn't see it that way. Over the next hour, Noi described the restaurant, the seafront grill, prime stretch of beach, stunning sunset views, fresh seafood and European cuisine, profitable, loyal customer base. Why sell if it's doing well? I asked. Honestly, we want to simplify, she said. Running 2 restaurants is exhausting. Seafront Grill practically runs itself, but it still needs attention. We'd rather sell to someone who'll appreciate what we've built. She invited me to visit that evening. I arrived at sunset. Immediately understood the appeal. Spectacular location. Right on the beach with tables on a wooden deck, overlooking the ocean. Interior tastefully decorated. Kitchen visible through glass partition. Clean. Well organised. Noi introduced me to Chayawat, restaurant manager. Thai, early 40s. Excellent English. Professional. Everything looked legitimate. I stayed for dinner. Watched the service. Restaurant was about 70% full on a Tuesday. The food was excellent. Service attentive. Several tables looked like regulars based on how they interacted with staff. This is real, I kept thinking. Real customers. Real operations. Over the next week I visited 3 more times. Different times of day, consistent quality, decent patronage every time. I also ate at Noi's other restaurant with her business partner Michael, British guy, mid-50s. Different concept but similar quality. Everything suggested they were competent restaurateurs who knew the market. Noi gave me access to financial records for the past 3 years. Revenue averaged 12 million baht annually. Net profit about 3 million baht per year, £70,000. For a lifestyle business in a beautiful location, those numbers looked attractive. The key to this restaurant's success, Noi explained, is the location and the reputation. 9 years. We've built relationships with suppliers who give us priority on the best seafood. She showed me the customer database, organised system, names, contact info, dining preferences, hundreds of entries showing multiple visits over years. Exactly what you'd expect from a successful restaurant with loyal clientele. One evening after my 4th visit, Noi suggested we stay after closing. Want to see something? She said. Stuff cleaned up and left. Just us. She led me into the kitchen. This is where the magic happens, she said, smiling. Want to help me prep tomorrow's special? She pulled fresh fish from the cooler, showed me how she prepared her signature tom yum broth. The technique, the balance of flavors. We worked side by side, her teaching, me learning. The intimacy of a quiet kitchen, sound of knives on cutting boards, smell of lemongrass and galangal. I learned to cook from my grandmother, she said. She ran a small restaurant in Bangkok, but she taught me food's about more than just eating. It's about creating moments people remember. She looked at me. That's what this place is. Not just a restaurant. Moments. Families celebrating birthdays. Couples on first dates. Regulars who consider staff like family. We sat on the beach afterward. Just us. Restaurant dark behind us. Sound of waves. You know what I love about this place, she said. We didn't just build a restaurant. We built something that matters to people. She reached across and touched my hand. That's why I wanted the right buyer. Someone who understands hospitality isn't just profit margins. It's creating experiences people remember. I felt something shift. You get what we've built here, I can tell. The spider was watching. Testing. Building her web. Over the next 2 weeks, Noi and I had dinner together 4 more times. Each time felt less like business. More like something else. One evening she invited me to her apartment. Small place overlooking town. Simple but comfortable. Wanted to cook for you. Away from the restaurant. Just us. She made massaman curry. Sticky rice. Smell filled her small kitchen. We ate on her balcony. Evening air warm. After my husband died 8 years, the restaurant became everything, she said quietly. Threw myself into it. 18-hour days. Built it into what it is now. She looked at me. But lately I've been thinking, what's the point of building something beautiful if you don't have anyone to share it with? She reached across the table, touched my hand. You remind me why I fell in love with hospitality. Most investors just see profit margins. You see the soul of it. The moments we create. That's rare. I held her hand. I feel the same way. One afternoon she said, want to meet someone important? She drove me to a small house outside Hua Hin. Her mother lived there. Elderly Thai woman. They spoke in Thai. Her mother kept smiling at me, nodding. She says you have kind eyes, Noi translated. She approves. That felt significant. Meeting her mother. Being approved. Another thread in the web. Another evening after a particularly busy service, we sat on the beach. Just us. Staff had cleaned up and gone home. Noi was exhausted, leaned her head on my shoulder. This place feels like home when you're here, she said softly. Not just a business. Home. We sat like that for a while. Warm night, sound of ocean. Her head on my shoulder. I haven't felt this comfortable with someone since my husband died, she said. I didn't know what to say, so I just held her. She'd text late sometimes. Can't sleep. Thinking about menus, about what we could build together. Or missing you. When are you coming back? One night. This isn't just about the restaurant anymore, you know that, right? I did know. I felt it too. After 3 weeks, I made the decision. This was exactly the lifestyle business I'd been looking for. Location was beautiful. Business was profitable. Noi seemed trustworthy. And I was falling for her. We met with a lawyer in Hua Hin, Thai woman named Siriwan. Explained the purchase structure. I transferred £158,000 to an escrow account. The handover began in early April. Noi introduced me to all the staff, walked me through supplier relationships, showed me the reservation system. We'd work in the kitchen together after closing, planning new menu items, testing recipes. This is our restaurant now, she'd say. Yours and mine. We're building this together. One evening she was showing me monthly accounts. We're in the small office, going through numbers. I must have dozed off because I woke up with my head on the desk. She'd covered me with her cardigan. You need rest, she said, smiling. We've been working too hard. Everything proceeded smoothly. I took on more management while Noi and Michael stepped back. Customers seemed pleased. Several regulars welcomed me. One elderly British couple came up. We've been coming here every winter for 6 years, the woman said. Noi told us she was selling. We were worried, but she said you've got hospitality experience, that you'll keep things the same. Her husband shook my hand. Good to have you aboard. This place is special to us. In early May, the formal transfer completed. Sirawan released funds from escrow. I got the signed lease transfer documents. Noi handed me the keys, wished me success. I'll miss this place, she said, looking around. 9 years, but I know you'll take good care of it. She hugged me. Long, tight. Thank you for understanding what this meant to us, she whispered. Thank you for being you. Then she kissed my cheek. I'll still be around. You can call me anytime. For anything. For the first month, everything went well. Revenue stayed consistent. Staff performed their duties. Suppliers delivered quality ingredients on schedule. I felt confident I'd made a sound investment. Noi and I still saw each other. Dinners, walks on the beach. She'd stop by the restaurant sometimes. Just checking on my baby, she'd say, smiling. One night after closing, she helped me lock up. Just like old times. This feels right, she said. You running this place. Us building something together. She kissed me. Not on the cheek. A real kiss. I've wanted to do that for weeks, she said. I kissed her back. Me too. Stay with me tonight, she said. At my place. I did. For the next few weeks we were together. I'd run the restaurant during the day. She'd visit evenings, we'd have dinner. Go back to her place. Felt like more than business. Felt like we were building a life. Then in June I got an unexpected visit. Thai man introduced himself as the property owner. Except he wasn't the elderly man I'd met during my due diligence. This was someone completely different. Younger. Very confused about why I was operating a restaurant on his property. I'm sorry, who are you? He asked in clear English. Why are you in this building? I explained I'd purchased the restaurant and taken over the lease from Noi and Michael. Showed him my lease transfer documents. He studied them, expression growing concerned. This isn't my signature, he said. I don't know any Noi or Michael. This property's been leased to a Thai restaurant company for 12 years. The floor dropped out. Can you show me the actual lease? I asked, voice barely steady. He pulled out his phone, showed me a scanned copy. It was with a company called Hua Hin Seafood Dining Company Limited. Monthly rent was 200,000 baht, not 80,000. Lease in place since 2012. This company operates 3 restaurants in Hua Hin, he explained. This is one of them. I've never had contact with a British person or anyone named Noi about this property. But I've been operating this restaurant for 6 weeks, I said desperately. He looked genuinely sympathetic but confused. I don't know what to tell you. The actual restaurant name on my lease is Thai Seafood House. He gave me their contact info. I called immediately. Hour later, I'm sitting in a small office in central Hua Hin with a Thai woman named Somying and her lawyer. I explained everything. Somying listened, expression growing concerned. Mr. Walsh, I'm very sorry, but you've been the victim of fraud, she said. The restaurant you've been operating isn't Seafront Grill. It's Thai Seafood House. My company's operated it for 12 years. We've never heard of Noi, Michael, or Seafront Grill. But I saw the restaurant, I said. I ate there. I saw customers, staff, kitchen operations. Yes, it's a functioning restaurant, Somying said. My restaurant? What you saw is Thai Seafood House, operating normally. Someone showed you my business and claimed it was theirs. The lawyer explained further. Thai Seafood House operated as a mid-range seafood restaurant, open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. The staff I'd met were actually Thai Seafood House employees who had no idea they were props in a scam. What about the customers who welcomed me as the new owner? I asked. Probably accomplices, the lawyer said, mixed in with real customers you wouldn't notice. I felt totally sick inside. I drove back to the restaurant. The signage I'd thought said Seafront Grill was actually in Thai script. I couldn't read it. Inside, staff looked confused to see me. The manager who came out definitely wasn't Chayawat. Police gave me a report number. 2 weeks later, they called back. Neither Noi nor Michael existed as registered business owners in Hua Hin. The Seafront Grill brand had never been registered. The entire business identity was fabricated. The financial records were complete forgeries. The customer database was fake. The woman calling herself Noi had left Thailand shortly after my final payment cleared. The money was gone. Moved out within 24 hours. I flew back to Wales in August. Destroyed. £158,000, nearly 90% of my redundancy. Gone. My dream of owning a beachfront restaurant. of building a new life in Thailand, gone. I'm 51 now, living in a small flat in Cardiff, working part-time as a marketing consultant after 25 years building a career in hospitality. But the money's not even the worst part. It's Noi, that evening in the kitchen, after closing, cooking together. Food's about creating moments people remember. Sitting on the beach. We built something that matters. Meeting her mother, being approved. She says you have kind eyes. The night she leaned her head on my shoulder. This place feels like home when you're here. When she covered me with her cardigan when I fell asleep. You need rest. The text. This isn't just about the restaurant anymore. The kiss. I've wanted to do that for weeks. The nights at her place. We're building a life together. I felt like I'd found someone who understood what hospitality means, who'd built something with her heart, who wanted to share it with me, who was falling for me the way I was falling for her. All of it calculated. All of it fake. She knew hospitality the way I knew marketing. She could discuss supplier relationships, customer retention, staff management. She knew it because she'd studied how to fool hospitality professionals like me. Every conversation about creating experiences was designed. Every introduction to staff was staged. Every moment in that kitchen was scripted. The woman who cooked with me didn't exist. The woman who introduced me to her mother didn't exist. The woman who kissed me didn't exist. That elderly British couple who welcomed me. Good to have you aboard. Probably paid 200 quid to sit there and lie to my face. The customers were real. The staff were real. The kitchen was real. None of it belonged to the woman calling herself Noi. I managed someone else's restaurant for 6 weeks. Took reservations, managed staff, ordered supplies. All for a business I didn't own. Had never owned. 25 years in hospitality. I visited that restaurant 7 times. I reviewed 3 years of financial records. I worked in the kitchen. I met the staff. I shook hands with regulars. Never occurred to me to verify that the person selling it actually owned it. That's Martin's story. 49 years old, 25 years in hospitality marketing. He visited the restaurant 7 times, reviewed financial records, worked in the kitchen after closing, met her mother. She kissed him and said, "I've wanted to do that for weeks." He managed someone else's restaurant for 6 weeks. The business belonged to a Thai company that had been operating it for 12 years. Martin's back in Cardiff now, living in a small flat, working part-time as a consultant. Staff were real. The kitchen was real. None of it belonged to the woman calling herself Noi. This is my expat stories. Real tables, real chairs, real food. Just the wrong owner.